Well, good morning. It's Crazy Cheap Chick. I just got back from the grocery store. I found some wonderful bargains today. I usually like to shop on Fridays, but I was out of town for work, so I couldn't. So I shopped Saturday morning. And I found just as many bargains on Saturday morning as I do on Friday morning. I got there about 7:30, and I can't wait to show you what I found. And then we'll talk about how I'm going to take some of these clearance items and woohoo specials and turn them into some fabulous meals for this week. Oh, they got a bunch of marked down meat today. I just really don't need that much. I don't know if you can tell, but this expires May 2nd. And this one expires April 18th. Always get the longest expiration date. They have a ton of bread and bakery clearance today. And they had a lot of naan, which I love, but I just don't have the freezer space. And I really had to kind of unpack this cart and stock this for them because you just couldn't see what's in there. I hate when they pile it up like that and you can't see what's in there. All of this coffee is $5.99, but some is 24 ounce, and some is 29 ounce, and some is 30.5 ounce. So I guess you know which one I'm getting. So you can buy corn that's all cleaned up for you for $3.99, or you can buy them still in the husk, and it's going to be like $2.64 for 4 of them. So for 5 minutes work, you can save about $1.50. Oh my, choices. What kind of ice cream would you buy? I think I'm going to be somewhere around 120 bucks pre-tax. Let's go see how close I got. You know, make sure you avoid all this junk they put right next to the aisle while you're waiting to check out. Do you really need a copy of Woman's World today? And once again, we got a ton of food. And how much did I spend? Well, I'm going to tell you. I think I did okay this week. It was $114.81 pre-tax, because the tax was $8.08. Before I go through and talk about the food that I bought and how much I spent, I want to give you a tip I haven't given you before. And it's this. It's a Sharpie. And as I go through the store, I will write on the item what it costs. And the reason I do that is because I can't remember all this stuff, what it costs. So when I'm going through the checkout line, I want to be able to look at the top of the can and see what I think it's supposed to ring up for and make sure it rings up for the correct amount. Let's start with the things I paid full price. I needed beef broth for a recipe, and it was $1.49. If you're making a roast, you just save your broth, and that'll save you $1.49. But I'm not cooking any beef this week, so I don't have any broth. The spinach was $2.59, so our salads are going to be spinach this week. I needed a package of hamburger buns. I bought the least expensive, or less expensive brand, the $1.99. I needed some cream cheese for a recipe, $2.19. I can't live without avocados, and these avocados were $2.99. There's 4 in a bag, and a bag of avocados costs less per avocado than buying them individually this week. I got some coconut milk for $2.19. I think I actually needed cream of coconut. I think I picked up the wrong thing, but we'll make it work. This bread, now we're going to kind of head into the sale items, though I don't know how much of a savings it really was. I did get my perfectly crafted bread that I love for $3.49, and I made sure that it had the longest expiration date I could find, because sometimes it takes us a week and a half to get through a loaf of bread. Texas toast, I think this is normally $2.19, but I had a coupon, so it rang up for $1.89. And that's one thing I hate about Dillons, is it's hard to tell when the coupons come off that you've loaded onto your card. For For example, these potatoes rang up for $3.49, but I really thought I had a coupon for $1 off potatoes, but I guess not. This corn, 4 ears of corn, cost me $2.67. If I had bought it already husked, it would have been $3.99. I think I can spend 5 minutes and clean this off. Plus, you'll get more corn. And then they had berries on sale, and it was 3 for $5. So do the math. That makes it $1.67 each. So I got a package of blackberries. We need to eat our berries. And I also had a coupon. I think it was 80 cents off if you bought 2. So that made this one 87 cents. Then these little petite tomatoes were $1.99. And cheese was on sale for $1.99, so I got some mozzarella slices, Colby Jack, $1.99, and this mozzarella cheese. I have quite a bit of cheese that I bought on sale for much, much less, but I don't think I have any mozzarella, so I should have really checked before I went to the store, but I forgot. This was on sale for $3.99. And I got 3 packages. So I got 4 cheese and I think 2 spinach and ricotta. Coffee was on sale again for $5.99, so I got 3 just to make sure I keep fully stocked up. Milk was on sale for $1.29. These fire roasted tomatoes were a pretty good deal at Dillons this week. You could get 4 for $5, so $1.25 a can. Normally I make my own, but at that price, I decided to go ahead and make it easy on myself. And plus, they had no clearance tomatoes this week, so I bought fire roasted tomatoes because I need them for a recipe. Now, everything else is going to be clearance. So we had these sale items. We had to buy a few full price items, but most of what we bought, or what I bought, is clearance items. So they had these little steaks. They look pretty good for $5.40. I wavered on this. I don't like trying to cut back on processed foods as much as I can, and I was already buying those. But they had this pizza for $2.92. Now, I'm not a huge frozen pizza fan. Or actually, this is fresh. It's not frozen. But I decided I could dress it up with some artichokes and pineapple and olives and onion and green peppers and make it work. So if you can feed yourself for $3 or just slightly over $3, you're doing pretty good. I went ahead and got another package of hamburger, even though I have quite a bit of hamburger. This is the Laura's lean beef. Then I got this Alfredo sauce for $2.46. And I don't normally buy this. I usually make my own. You've seen my video probably on how to make Alfredo sauce out of cauliflower, which is much healthier and much lower calorie. But this stuff's, it's okay. And even though it's processed and high calorie, I went ahead and bought it since I was getting this other pasta. I got a fresh roasted chicken for $3.84. They're normally $7.99. And I don't know if we'll have that as a meal or if I'll pick it apart and make some chicken salad sandwiches. They had some savory butter rolls, these King's Hawaiian that I like. And they were, I think they were 68 cents each. Yeah, 68 cents. And they freeze well. They had this chicken for $1.27. And so I got 2 packages of it. And it's like I always say, you have to keep your family entertained and interested because let's face it, food is entertainment. At least it is for me. I don't really like to cook, but I love to eat. And I love trying new foods. And so this sweet potato glass noodle, these were really expensive before they were on clearance. And they were marked down to $1.31. So I thought, why not? Let's look up a recipe and try it. They had this St. Pierre's chocolate and hazelnut rolled crepes. I've never had them, but I've had their bread, which is delicious, only it's usually so expensive I can't afford to buy it. But they had these crepes marked down to $1.47. And you do have to work in a few sweets. I'm just going to tell you, if you don't give your family a little bit of sugar now and then, you're going to have a full-on rebellion. They had this stone fire naan, which I love naan, and I needed it for recipes this week. It was marked down to $1.50. I think it's normally like $4.99. And then we had our vegetables. Remember at the Kroger stores when they put it in a red nut bag, all these different stores that they've gobbled up into their huge mega corporation, they're 99 cents. And so there were some yellow squash, some cucumbers, some zucchini, and some green pepper. So each of these bags was 99 cents. Then they had some of this buffalo oven roasted chicken breast. And it was marked down from $10.13 to $4.25. Some almonds. I love almonds, especially the high-calorie honey roasted, of course. $1.64. And so I went ahead and got all three of those because I do try to work a few nuts in every day. They're good on salads. But the ones with a lot of sugar are not the preferred kind. Then I broke down and bought this really bad thing. Stouffer's mac and cheese bites. Why in the world did I buy this for $3? This would have been an easily saved $3, but it just sounded kind of good, and I think I'm going to pair it with one of the meals I'm making this week. So anyway, I got one other thing. They had a whole bunch of clearance ice cream. I had already put it away, but this is triple fudge brownie for $1.86, and this was vanilla salted caramel for $1.54, and they had some as low as like 88 cents or something, 86 cents. And I'm trying so hard to lose weight and to eat healthy, but I just couldn't pass it up. I'll just have to eat it in small doses. But you do have to that's what these are for. Put these with a little ice cream. And if you keep it to about half a cup, like half a cup with maybe half a crepe, it's not too bad. And maybe every other night. You don't need to have a dessert every single night. At least that's what I tell myself. You don't have to have a dessert every night, even though my body says I do. Well, let's go through and talk about what kind of meals we can make out of this food that we found. Now, I went in with a plan. I had an idea of what I wanted to make, and I kind of had to change it on the fly because some of my meals picked me this week. And I'm going to tell you, for breakfast, I always have coffee and cream, lots of creamer. Sometimes I'll eat a little fruit, try to force myself to, and I already have some apples and oranges. Or avocado toast. That's my breakfast almost every day. And for lunch, almost every day is leftovers with a salad. And so we've got the spinach and tomatoes and cucumbers. Could put some honey roasted almonds in there. I've got carrots and celery, so we can make a pretty good salad. I also love apples and salads. Now for our dinners, we're probably going to have this roasted chicken, mashed potatoes, corn on the cob, and these dinner rolls. Now, every now and then people will comment to me, yeah, but that's just two of you. Well, that's true, but two of us are eating it one night and then eating it again for lunch. And so like this meal here should easily feed 4 people. So if you have a couple of kids, unless they are growing teenagers, if they're like 12 and under, you're probably going to be able to feed your family, the same that I feed us. You just won't have the leftovers for the next day. And kids usually eat at school or pack a sandwich and fruit, so you wouldn't have to spend a whole lot more than I'm spending. Because this is the only meal I have potatoes in, and so there's plenty of potatoes for mashed potatoes, a whole chicken, that's plenty of chicken, that's a piece of corn for each person, and a roll for each person. I may also make this spinach and ricotta with Alfredo sauce, and I have some Texas toast that we could eat with it. Now, when things are on sale and there's 2 of them, eat one at the beginning of the week and one at the end of the week. Put a little distance between the meals. Put 5 or 6 days so people don't get tired of eating the same sale item. So this will be the spinach and ricotta Alfredo. I'm also planning on making a creamy sausage tortellini soup. And I already had the sausage, which I had bought on sale. And that's why I got this one. The fire roasted tomatoes, the coconut milk. If it uses cream of coconut, I do have some. The cream cheese and the mozzarella cheese. It makes a really, really good soup. And you could, once again, put some Texas toast with it. If this isn't enough Texas toast for your family for multiple meals, well, I bought a whole package of bread so you can make your own toast. Now tonight I'm going to make pepper steak over rice. I already have rice. I got the peppers off the clearance rack for $1. Got the rolls for 68 cents. And this would be enough for a family. Now this is way too much for just me and my husband unless I make it all and we just eat it for lunch tomorrow. And I'm probably going to make a video on how to make pepper steak because I don't think I've ever done that before. And it's really, really good over rice. And the only thing you need probably besides this is onion. And most of us usually have onions on hand. I have really been craving French onion soup. I don't know if I'll get around to making it this week, but that's why I bought the beef broth and the mozzarella cheese slices and the Texas toast, and I already have the onions, so I may make French onion soup. Then, of course, here's this pizza for $2.92. Even if you added nothing to it, which we have plenty to add to it because we've got green peppers, and I do have some olives on hand and onions. You don't have to add a ton to fancy it up a little bit, but that's enough to feed a family of 4. If you want to add a little bit, add a little salad. Then one night, since I got that hamburger on clearance, I think we'll probably have hamburgers. Now that's a pound of hamburger, so we don't need to eat 2 hamburgers a piece. So we'll have a hamburger with cheese. I already have some tomatoes I bought on clearance last week. And I'm going to put these silly mac and cheese bites with it. Maybe another vegetable. But we can't eat 8 hamburgers. So I was planning on using this breaded chicken to make chicken sandwiches. And so I'll just put the chicken and a little bit of cheese because this cheese is enough for hamburgers and these chicken sandwiches. And since I bought a whole bag of potatoes, I could make some French fries. Then, or we could have some sauteed zucchini and yellow squash with it. And then with this chicken, you could make chicken sandwiches. So brown bag it to work. You don't have to eat out every lunch. I know when I was working, I ate out more than I should have. But this could feed you for a whole week. This is a whole week's worth of sandwiches. And you could take a little bit of fruit with it or a little bit of salad, some leftovers for dinner, and save a ton of money simply by brown bagging your work lunches. So even with all of those meals, there's going to be leftovers here because that's still 1 extra bag of this ravioli that I can throw into one of my meals in a week or 2. We've got all this naan, and I'm going to throw it in the freezer because it was such a great deal on it, and it's so good with Indian butter chicken or chickpea curry. There's all kinds of one-pot dishes that just go great with naan. And so I'll probably throw some of those meals in next week. But I found so much food this week. And then also these, we could make those with a curry and that naan, and that would make a really good meal. So we are eating normal. We're eating normal. We're eating fairly healthy. And we're eating fairly inexpensively. I used to go to the grocery store and I would check out and it would always be a surprise to me what my groceries were going to cost. And there'd be this big reaction like, $300? How could that be $300? And I'd go home and examine my receipt with a microscope and yeah, it was $300. Well, that's why I use the magic marker and keep track as I put things in the cart. That way I'm never like exactly on, but I'm pretty close. You know, I thought it was going to be 119.46, but I also knew I had some coupons loaded that would come off, and I had forgotten I had a $5 coupon they had given me for some bad bread I had bought. And so that came off, so we ended up at 114.81, slightly less than I thought it was going to be. But my point is, don't be shocked when you get up to the checkout stand. Make sure you're keeping track as you go through the store. And sometimes I end up putting stuff back. Guys, thank you so much for watching my video all the way to the end. I really do appreciate it. I had a rough week. So your likes, comments, shares, and subscribing mean the world to me. I hope you have a great weekend.